of the season. All they did was start taking names from then on, but they've fallen short of qualifying for majors. Now, one of their best opportunities against G2 underway now.
And that's something so crazy to say, that their best opportunity is against G2 of all team stacks. But the way we have seen G2 start this event off was not impressive. They got into the lower bracket early, and now they've got to try to claw their way out.
This is an org that has never actually lost to G2 in the RLCS. Only 2 appearances. A 2-0 record in this circuit era. Chicago going top right, and G2 looking to right all the wrongs.
Like this control from Chicago, gets the ball in the hood, slows things down. 2-piece with the early challenge. Once Chicago sees that challenge, he knows the top right corner is available. First goal for G2.
G2 strikes first, a team that we've seen when they strike early, they can strike often as well. Good center though from Memory and 2-piece. Unable to convert, coming in quickly. Parth taking off the field, that's gonna be key for G2 as well. Parth and Atomic, both the leading scorers so far in this event, 14 each coming into this. G2 have done it with 3 more games played as Parth goes on a rampage. Only one to beat, but Chicago there. Good recovery from G2 as they fend off Rebellion.
This Rebellion team, you got to keep eyes on 2-piece on the ball right now. Able to make an impact on every side of the field, as he's already had a couple shots to his name. Rebellion out shooting G2, but G2 still into the lead here. Looking at another, it's a good save from Memory as Atomic trying to keep that early G2 pressure, but look at the transition. Rebellion able to clear it out of midfield. We'll end up seeing what both these teams can do with that free space as this game continues on.
I don't know if Rebellion really wants to throw the ball down onto G2's half of the field, because G2 is the better, faster, and stronger team, and Atomic converts here, his 15th of the tournament.
I mean, that's just a speed test. You got to be able to get there when you see that read off that corner. Atomic had it, and he challenged the Rebellion defense. If you're not going to be fast enough, it's going to go on target.
2-0 the lead then for G2, looking for plenty more. And they'll have plenty of opportunities unless Rebellion can quickly turn things around. JNAPS intended for Atomic, he couldn't get to it. Parth lining up the double, and he'll slot it through.
It's a quick play, but it's an effective one. 2-piece lobs it up. Parth one straight down with the double. G2's defense not ready for that explosion of offense.
Well. What an answer after giving up a couple of early goals. Now Chicago going right back to work. He's got Atomic wide right. And Atomic side flip, and that still threw off Memory, but Parth up ahead to 2-piece, intercepted by JNAPS. Chicago towards Atomic, and well intercepted by Parth.
And you gotta start to watch this Rebellion team playing, especially when they know they can get past G2 if they hit him with a hard enough counterattack. We'll see how G2 tries to adapt here. You got a lot of Rocket League to go halfway through the game. 2-piece trying to equalize, and he does! It's 2 for 2-piece, and it's 2 goals for Rebellion.
Look at this pick here. Atomic doesn't know what to do. He's trying to react. Not a chance. He who hesitates is lost. And Atomic got left in the dust by 2-piece. Game tied right back where we started, just short of the halfway mark.
2-piece, 100% goal participation this game. 1 goal, 1 assist. And now you're starting to see Rebellion move with a little bit more life. Meanwhile, on the side of G2, letting in a lot of these goals. Start to get a little concerned if you're fans of the team on the orange side here, but still chance to get back into this game. Everything all tied up. But you can see the momentum starting to build on that Rebellion side.
Oh, Parth just coming up empty there. Here goes JNAPS. 2-piece back in the corner. Chicago, quick turn and fire! And G2's back in front.
And Memory doesn't really get the good read on this. Ball pitches out. He sees JNAPS, he sees Chicago in front of him, and just not enough reaction time to get up there. Great reaction from Chicago, though. Knew where the ball was going and put that shot in.
Punch, counter punch from Rebellion and G2. Just imagine if this is a sign of things to come. Hard out of the corner. And Atomic's gonna turn and run away here with Parth. He's not able to get what he wanted. Memory now after Parth deleted off the field again by Chicago. He's got him a couple times. Two-piece down in front, easily cleared away by JNAP. Second touch not there, not needed, as it's Chicago booming it away.
Light touch out. Atomic has Chicago center. The pre-jump comes through. Two-piece though. Great save away. And Parth leading the charge, trying to get over everyone. Forces a tough save out of JNAPs as well. G2 has not really found a correct response for some of this pressure that they see on Rebellion's end, but they have been able to strike on their own end with just a little bit of off-speed plays. And that's been a key difference. A lot of the goals from G2 have been just slow shots from Chicago. Rebellion have not been able to really get in position for those. And all G2 have to do is hold on for one more minute, and they'd be able to secure game one, but we'll see if Rebellion have something left in store.
JNAPs going right at two-piece. Two-piece there to stop him. Now Chicago has to bring it all the way back. Well done to avoid two-piece. Memory up to meet Chicago. Got a piece of him there. And now Parth has to bring it to his own corner. Down to 30 seconds left now. G2 trying to hold on here as they scored the first two goals. And then two-piece and Parth brought it right back for Rebellion. But it's G2 in front now with 15 seconds. Oh, good touch by Memory, just getting a piece of that, but now Rebellion's got to dive in, and nobody is going after JNAPs at all. They let G2 burn a lot of time off this clock. Have they let him burn too much? Parth couldn't get there. Now Rebellion has to go the length of the field, and it's not looking likely as this comes towards the ground, and G2 hangs on for game one.
Hangs on. I like that. That's definitely a good way to kind of describe that game. It was kind of a back and forth. You said it, punch, counter punch. You could see Rebellion really start to surge. Lots of it, again, on mechanical ability. Two-piece and Parth both. And for G2, not necessarily needing to rely on that too much. As we take a look at our Mobile One high performance replay, it was just speed and sometimes off speed for G2. A lot of their shooting just having to, just being contributed to a lot of team play. And that's the big key difference maker as well. Even on the defensive side, they sat there with 4 saves that game, just able to kind of slow Rebellion down and really have to force them to get more creative in the air.
Parth closing in on a season best as far as goals in a single event. He's got 15 now with his goal there, but it's the strike from Chicago with about 2 minutes left that gives G2 the early advantage as we get ready to head on to the Forbidden Temple for game 2 here. G2 looking for its first win in the RLCS against Shopify Rebellion. It's the first matchup against this roster. Of course, Memory has been a part of all of the matchups for Rebellion, even in the grid as well, as Atomic out of the corner. Leave it for JNAPs. Oh, the decoy play almost beat Rebellion, and we're off and running in game 2.
Oh. Start to see how things move around the field. Look at that from JNAPs. That's a great, or from Atomic to JNAPs, I should say. Great clearance. And JNAPs able to turn that into a shot chance. Now both teams going back and forth, sharing that space in the midfield. A lot of respect on both sides, but I don't know if you want to give that to G2 for free. Oh, Chicago misses, but it's okay. The ball's rolling in anyway. And G2 will get the goal.
Have to imagine the defense was fooled there.
Yeah.
By Chicago's effort.
If I'm
Doesn't matter, they'll take it. It goes in the net. And a 1-0 lead for G2 again, early in a game as well.
If I'm two-piece, I'm a little mad at that. Chicago hit the ball, but guess what? He doesn't need to. Good bait out. Great
Careful
work.
what you wish for.
And
Careful what you wish for. He hit the ball and it's 2-0.
he was worried about it. And guess what? Now two-piece in the net once again goes up to try to stop the touch from JNAPs. And like you said, Chicago to the top right corner. Everybody from G2 getting involved on that play.
2-0 lead in game 1. Even quicker to go up 2-0 in game 2 as Parth again taken out by Chicago. It's like he's just had a target on his car the entire time. JNAPs couldn't get a shot off here, but he will have a chance at this in the corner. Parth beat him to the punch. And two-piece there to stop Chicago, at least slow him down a little bit. Atomic back in. Chicago's available, and this time Parth with the save, but G2 continues to smother Shopify Rebellion in their own zone. Finally, Memory breaks out, double tap, easily set away by Chicago.
Man, Rebellion, when they get those clearances, they look really good, but too far forward, and the pocket is picked. JNAPS will score. Everybody from G2 gets a goal this game.
Well, Memory's got to be real sick of that guy, JNAPS. They've met time and time again throughout the RLCS. JNAPS only the slim margin here over Memory in his RLCS career. 5-4, his record against the former Set to Destroy member who one could argue ruined the RLCS once upon a time. Here goes Memory against JNAPS, and Atomic able to guide this out. Chicago there as well. Here comes G2 again.
Nice challenges from G2, but Rebellion seems like they're struggling to figure it out. Oh my goodness, he's a sniper. JNAPS to the top right. He is shooting lights out this game.
The hits just keep on coming.
What? There's two there, and he gets it past both of them. That is amazing.
Well, you know when they say it rains, it pours, but there's an opportunity, and Parth will dunk one through. His second of the series, and at least gives Rebellion some life. There's still 3 minutes left here, and I don't think Rebellion are going to be too picky about how they get their goals. They're happy to get anything towards the net.
Anything is helpful. 3 minutes to go in the game. Still time for Rebellion to potentially surge. We know they have the ability. Wait, can 2Ps get this past Atomic? He's trying to force it, and he does! Back-to-back for Rebellion now that they cut the deficit down to 2.
This is wild. Once again, Rebellion refuses to go quietly. They get another pair of unanswered goals. Can they continue, though? Because they've dug themselves an even deeper hole. Atomic now twirling through. Memory there to stop him. Boost available in the corner. Is going to be taken by JNAPS after that shot. And back goes G2 with plenty in the tank collectively, and nobody diving forward to deal with that dangerous ball by Chicago. And now Memory again, met by Atomic. Here goes JNAPS, who's been awesome here in game 2. Can he continue the scoring as Parth again bopped off the field? JNAPS around the corner, down towards Chicago, but not where he needed to be, and Atomic, the lone man back.
Remember, he had to fight for that ball. Only had 12 boosts, so couldn't really do much in the challenge. Now a couple of beats here from G2 in the midfield, but it's a good challenge there from Parth to get things back here on the side of Rebellion. They've got 2 minutes, down by 2. We've seen them score in bunches. Oh, but when Atomic is putting a shot on like that, what more can you do? 3-goal lead here for G2 after that goal.
Memory hesitated a little bit, trying to keep the offense rolling. He did not dive in when maybe he could have, and as a result, all that time and space given to Atomic and Chicago. They extend their lead. Parth trying to get it right back, and Atomic with the last stop. 2-piece, maybe a little ambitious trying to get over towards Parth. They do at least keep this alive. Out of the corner, 2-piece, nobody there to receive, and it's Atomic one-on-one with Parth. Now JNAPS, Atomic, pop it up, but Chicago's not there, and Rebellion can at least repel the attack briefly.
Yeah, only for a moment, though. Defense has not been the best here for Rebellion. Got to keep in mind, letting in 5 goals this game, and they're trying to see if they can strike hard enough to be able to equalize this scoreline. Rebellion do have a lot of confidence against G2. Of course, when you beat a team like G2, it tends to do that. But they have to understand that they got to be playing on all cylinders fired going forward here. Because G2 can run away with a game easy. Look, this looks very uncomfortable. Parth will take his time, but gets bumped out the way. JNAPS versus 2 says he'll opt for the pass to Atomic. Atomic won't be able to get that pass. 2-piece defense is set here, but the final minute, G2 with a 3-goal lead, showing no signs of letting it slip.
It doesn't look like there will be any joy for Rebellion here in game 2, but they got to get a goal quick if they're going to have a chance. Parth trying to pre-flip through just to get there a little quicker. It was not to be. This will drop down, and Chicago could have put this game away for good. Said he had to turn off. Now Atomic, just more time wasted here by G2, and it doesn't look like Rebellion's in much of a hurry at all here to try and chase this. Bank was not open, and Parth could not slip that by Chicago. Another Rebellion attack refused by G2. And J-Naps and Atomic will get on the same page, but not necessarily Naps and Chicago as they trade paint on the wall. But too little, too late here for Shopify Rebellion. The chaos they create on the G2 half is in garbage time effectively as the final seconds will tick away, and G2 takes care of business through 2 games here on match point, trying to eliminate their nemesis here in Rebellion.
Oh, I want to see if they will let him have it.
No quarter, no mercy, no feel goods, just pain.
I will say there was a little bit of respect though. G2 stopped playing on like that offensive front towards like the final 30 seconds, realizing, you know, we got a 3-goal lead. We can 50 the ball out here for a little bit, then go on to the next game. Very different than the last series we just saw for good reasons here. G2, like you said, all about business here as they end up putting the series on match point. Very effective on that offensive front. J-Nap shooting 2 for 6, Atomic shooting 2 for 4. And even Chicago with 100% goal participation. That game, almost 100%. He was a part of 4 out of the 5 goals. But even then, still great work. When everybody on G2 is, you know, on the same page and all playing great Rocket League, sometimes they just look unstoppable.
They have, again, had their struggles with Memory and his teams in recent history. But they are taking care of Rebellion here as we go on to DFH Stadium for Game 3, looking like a sweep here, unless the Rebellion defense can pick up in a big, big way. Or maybe the offense. Maybe you just win a shootout with G2. Not many teams do, as Memory will dump one in. Dangerous. Chicago couldn't get there, but Atomic does, just ahead of Parth. 2-piece trying to line up a double, and Atomic stopped that. Memory brings it right back in. That midfield boost not there for Parth. May not matter. He's still at least able to keep the attack alive, working with not a lot, and Atomic finally clears.
Light touch out. Get more space for 2-piece. Do they see Memory? 2 go up there. I think they knew he was back there. But Memory will still get that corner boost. A lot of early initial pressure from Rebellion here at the start. But we also have to see how they're able to handle on the defensive side. Again, letting in 5 goals game 2. They've got to clean up things on the defensive effort. Sure, they could get 2 goals a game here, but if they're letting in so much, it won't matter.
This is a G2 squad that it feels a little bit weird to say. We've never looked at them this season and said, okay, this is the best team in North America. And that really is the standard that they've set after a phenomenal season last year as Chicago lets one fire, and it's 2-piece with the save. We always know that they're as close to a shoe-in for a major as you can get alongside the likes of Gen G and maybe FaZe Clan. But again, it's not good enough for them, and they've been very candid and open and honest with each other about what needs to change, how they need to approach these regionals to get where they want to be, and maybe a team that could peak at just the right time here in the spring split.
I know a regional event where we saw a lot of teams that were predicted towards the top fall early. We're talking day 1 early. Just seeing G2 showing that resilience, being able to battle back, and they could even potentially go on a lower bracket run here. It all starts with closing out this game and closing out the series.
Pop by Atomic. J-Naps will continue the play. Memory just narrowly avoids Chicago, and he makes the stop there. Of course, Memory known for his defense for so long, especially early on in the RLCS. He was the defensive mastermind in the early seasons. Up ahead now, Parth. Not near the mark, as Atomic will again bring this away. Just the attacks from Rebellion, they have not been sustained other than that early surge at the very start of the game. They've just not made the G2 defense work, and what a save by Memory, coming back into the play and keeping it scoreless.
4 saves for Rebellion, only 2 shots. They started off strong, but it's been a defensive game for them. But this has been very well done. Not being able to let in any goal after dropping 5 last game has shown a great sign of adjustment They still got a hold on. Chicago's lining up a double two-piece. Great reaction and knock it away and get the team some space.
They've been doubled up in this series here, 8-4, the total score line. G2 over Shopify Rebellion. Chicago and Naps both there. Nobody dove in for Rebellion on that setter effort. And now Chicago well ahead of Memory.
Yeah.
Almost like he's just trying to get Chicago to get rid of the ball rather than carry. Here's J-Naps denied by Parth. And again, Rebellion having to collectively stand on its head here to keep G2 out of their net. But they haven't been able to get anything on the other half of the field. J-Naps drop off to Atomic. Two-piece shut him down. And now Chicago, very patient play to bring that around and keep possession in the zone and let everybody else get boosted up. That pitches downfield, and that's probably about as close as Rebellion have come to scoring. Oh, a misplay out of the side, and Two-piece gives him the lead.
Two-piece starting to surge here this game. He's got half the team saves. He played the miss on J-Naps and puts that off the post and in. Big time goal here for Rebellion. Life on the line, and Two-piece stepping up.
Whoops. Oh, that's just over Two-piece, and a chance now for G2 again. They've been all over Rebellion, and Chicago rolls it home. Just the threat of going netward. I believe it was Atomic running interference. And he chased Memory out of the zone.
He was so close too. Rebellion did so much work to get that lead, just for it to drop 5 seconds later, and back tied up we are with less than a minute to go, and G2 starting to get on the board. Chicago, what a read.
G2 fans, relax. It's simulated danger for entertainment purposes only. They had him all the way, had him exactly where they wanted him. 2 goals in 6 seconds, and all of a sudden this game and series has been turned on its head.
Time to start moving with purpose if you're Rebellion. You don't got a lot of time. Parf sets it into the midfield. You can see the aggressiveness from Two-piece coming out. Getting some bumps on Atomic, but he stays towards the ball. J-Naps tries to keep this in play. This is a good positioning, but the passes need to be a little bit more on target. That's going to create some space, and Chicago tries to push it upfield. Now Rebellion down in the game. Less than 30 seconds to go. They need some magic if they want to equalize here.
But at least they only need 1 goal here at the end. They don't need to chase 2 or 3. Lobbed up ahead. Got to throw caution to the wind, though, and it's not something that Rebellion's done. They've played a very cautious and conservative style. That's why they've been able to hold G2 to only these 2 goals. But it may be a third here as they've kind of abandoned defense. Two-piece beaten by J-Naps. All he's got to do is bring it to ground, and he does, and G2 has swept Rebellion out of the Spring Open.
The GG's coming out between both teams. G2, I mean, they showed up and they showed out. Even when Rebellion showed signs of life, G2 just took that as a sign to step it up until the next level. And it was absolutely fantastic to see. Chicago especially. Lots of great offense from him. Multiple goals from him in this series. And G2 all looking in form today to start off. Because remember, yesterday, not necessarily too strong from them. And it was definitely very impressive to see them start off here with a sweep.
And one more look at the Mobile One high performance replays. We relive this G2 sweep over Shopify Rebellion. It's the first time that G2 has beaten Rebellion as an org. Of course, they'd beaten what had basically been pioneers for so long, but how about the performance out of J-Naps in particular? He wasn't involved as much in the offense early on, but he certainly came alive at the end. G2 sweeps Rebellion. We've got more of the Spring Open coming up right after this.